Why did you choose the name Final Frontiers?
I didn't. When we were in the studio in LA making our very first video, which was to start our ministry, after we had finished all the production and post-production, the editor looked up at me and said, "What is the name of your ministry?" I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I need to put it on the start of the video." His name was Dustin Epson. His dad was Jed Clampett of the Beverly Hillbillies. Dustin was a believer. And I asked Dustin, I said, "Well, when do you need to know?" And he looked at me and said, "You don't have a name for your ministry, do you?" "No, we don't." He said, "Well, I need one by tomorrow." Now, I went back and talked to my assistant pastor at our church that I was pastoring, a fellow by the name of Mike Corsini, still a good friend. And I told Mike my dilemma. And he said, "Well, what do you think it should be called?" I said, I don't have any idea. And he said, "Well, why don't you call it the Jon Nelms Evangelistic Ministries?" I said, "Because I don't want it to be named after me. I want it to live long after I'm gone." And he said, "Well, what exactly is it you're wanting to accomplish?" And I said, "Well, you know, after having just come back from Asia and finding these tribal groups that had never even heard of Christ, didn't know the earth was round, never seen a white man, I want to help take the gospel to those final places on the earth that have never heard of Jesus." And he said, so kind of like going in, boldly going and declaring Christ where he's never been declared before. And I said, "Yeah, something like that." And he said, "Well, why don't you call it Final Frontiers?" And you know, it hit me. That'd be a great name because we want to take the gospel to those final places. But before that conversation, I had kind of come up with the name of all things of Missionary Enterprises, which also has a tie back to the old Star Trek thing. But I had noticed about a week before that there was a building in Anaheim, California. As I drove by, I saw it on their sign on the outside. It said Missionary Enterprises. So I knew I couldn't use that, but I just thought it was interesting to me that both name opportunities had a connection with Star Trek. So our mission statement became, through the funding of national preachers, we endeavor to effectively advance the gospel where it has never been preached before. And that goes along with the Final Frontiers theme of going where no man has gone before. I went back the next day and Dustin asked me, "Have you got a name for your ministry?" And I said, "Yes, Final Frontiers." And that's how we got the name.